Hi guys, it's Wolfie here guys. It's Saturday morning. I hope you guys doing okay. Just giving you a bit of an update guys, and just letting you know that the leader of the Pentecostal group has been given the green light. She has been given the green light. So she's about ready. Things won't actually start releasing the funds till after Easter guys. They have to go for a certain protocol, right? But they are ready to go. All right. Take care, guys. We're just in the cusp of all this, right? The reset has started. It has that. We're just in the midst of all this, guys. Thanks to President Trump's tariff, right? Things are moving really, really fast. All right. Take care, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Now, Smoo just came and he's super excited, and the information he gave, I'm just like, yeah, that's really good. I'm excited too, but I'll wait and see if it happens. He said that from the very, very top of the redemption staff people, like the ones that pull the trigger, right down to the bank tellers, like the redemption centre staff is going to be doing exchanges, as well as Medbed staff have been told it is within, notifications will be released within 6 hours. He also said that the dinar does not need to be on Forex. They already have the rate on the screens, the agreed upon rate for the redemption appointments. Only the public needs it to be on Forex, but because the banks and redemption centres are international, they are able to handle international transactions. It doesn't need to be on Forex for the redemption appointments, only if you want to go public. Then it needs to be there. What else did he say? He said, make a plan before your Medbed appointment, put into place. You know, if you're going to go away, have any pets or children taken care of or anything like that. He said, really think about it. And he told us not to help people come up with a plan. He said, this is people, they need to think for themselves and not have everything delivered to them and told what to do. This is up to people to figure it out for themselves. And I agree with that. I agree. If you can't think of doing something after your Medbed, or even think about telling your family what's going on, biting that bullet and getting the courage, then maybe you're not ready for a Medbed anyway. So, yeah, I totally agree with him on that front. What else did he say? He said today he won't be around. I'm going to the saddlery today to buy Zora a new saddle, because my saddle for Sparkles does not fit her, nowhere near it. So I'm going to buy a new one. And he said he loves going to the tack shop. And he said, I can't come today because I'm helping doing final preparations. Oh, that's right. He said at the redemption appointment, we'll get a little bag, a package, that'll have a folder of the do's and don'ts and all the information and all of that. Then you'll have another set of paperwork that will be your NDA. It'll contain Medbed contact details to book appointments and all that if you haven't already. And yeah, it'll just come with a bunch of stuff. He said the Q phones and Q laptops are for the whales and group leaders, like large group leaders. For individuals and group members, the Q phones and Q laptops are not meant for us. Replicators we can pick up at the Medbed appointment, or it'll depend on country to country. Each country will be different, or each region will be different. Or they'll direct you to a warehouse or some kind of building to pick up a replicator. Things like that. And I think that's all he said. So, yeah, he said within 6 hours, and he said I was told an hour ago, so it's within 5 hours. That's what apparently all the redemption centre staff and Medbed staff have been told. Oh, yeah. He said that redemption centre staff are on a 1 hour call, so they have to be within 1 hour of their workplace when they get that call, so they have to stay within 1 hour. Medbed staff, the first person to be treated after notifications are released will be 3 hours. Okay, so Medbed staff have got 3 hours before their first person walks through the door, where redemption centres have got 1 hour. So apparently there's a skeleton crew at the redemption centres now making final preparations and doing all of that in preparation for the incoming later today. That's what they've been told. So we just have to wait and see. And it'll be not a skeleton crew, it'll be the first wave of Medbed operators for the first group of people, which is the humanitarians and their dependents and animals. The animal healing chamber centres are ready to go. They're on the same level as Medbeds, so nothing different. What happens with Medbeds also happens with animals. So yeah, all good. All good, okay. I know I said silver at the beginning, but I am going to share this publicly because I think it's important for people to know as well. Okay, so I'll share it on my groups as well. All right, thanks guys, bye.
To actual news. Immediate declassification of materials. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even have the speaker close enough. Sound probably wasn't quite right either. So we've got a release. Okay, what's going on here, folks? It's got a mind of its own. We have the release of declassification materials related to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Guys, we ought to get a lot of, well, now that they've dropped them, there are some redactions on some of the agents / whatever. We should get some serious movement, hopefully some arrests on this one. Perhaps we could just start calling it Hillary-gate, Obama-gate, because they worked together. He was clued in. He knew what was happening. We're getting some really interesting stuff. Give it time. They just dropped. We still have to work through the materials now that they are out. And if you follow me on X, you'll see I've already released links to all of them as well there. All right, Iranian official warns the Khamenei of U.S. bombing of nuclear facilities. Sounds like sanity is starting to reappear in Iran. Media revealed on Friday, April 11th, 2025, that senior Iranian officials warned the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, of the U.S. bombing of nuclear facilities if Tehran refuses to negotiate with Washington. The New York Times, citing senior Iranian officials, said that refusing to negotiate with America could threaten the regime domestically. Officials pressured Khamenei to negotiate with the United States for fear of the fall of the regime and warned him that Washington would bomb nuclear facilities if he refused to negotiate. She said in the same regard, Ali Samkhani, political advisor of the Iranian supreme leader, stressed earlier that Iran seeks to reach a real, fair, and implementable nuclear arrangement. Saying, hey, look, you can keep getting up there with your strong rhetoric, but here's the reality. You won't be a leader. The bombs will drop. The nuclear facilities will be reduced to ash. Your other military will be reduced to ash. And then the people will rise up and remove you. Or you can go to the negotiating table and negotiate in good faith. Sanity in the leadership there, finally, or at least an attempt to rein in the supreme leader and his rhetoric. Now, back to Iraq. Al-Rafdan launches OBDX internet banking service after activating anti-money laundering. We're talking about hundreds of ATMs going online, which is going to be an important piece for this transaction, because people will have to, when they do their exchanges for new currency, they'll have to put it in the bank. So this gives them access to it. They keep telling us what they're doing. Safe, stable, and modern government advisor solutions to prevent commodity dumping risks in the national economy. I know this one, translation just blew butt on this one. Wasn't a good translation, but I understand what he's getting at. Saleh, who is the top financial advisor to Sudani, is simply saying that as they start going through this growth period, they start working with opening borders, financial inclusion. They have to be careful. They don't want to just jump right into consumerism where they're taking, like, similar to what we've done in the States and Europe, where we just want to buy lots of cheap goods. He said it's important that those goods be produced and manufactured in Iraq for the long-term stability. It would be very easy to make some short-term money bringing in products from China and everywhere else, is what he's explaining. It'd be real easy, and you can make a lot of money as a middleman. Woo! fill that niche with a bunch of useless half whatever products, or they can develop internally and domestically and make those items, which is better for the long-term success of the nation and the people. I'm telling you, common sense. Trump's saying the same thing with the tariffs. We want to increase our domestic manufacturing. Other countries are learning that example and doing the same. So I thought that one was a good one. Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent. During today's meeting to confirm the start of formal discussions on reciprocal trade with Deputy Prime Minister Ho Duc Phuc of Vietnam, I emphasized the need for continued engagement and quick, demonstrable progress to resolve outstanding issues. Guys, you remember what one of those outstanding issues was? Exchange rate. Wanted Vietnam to raise the exchange rate. So I loved the articles this morning coming out of that region. We've still got a few things to cover as quickly as we can. Scott Bessent's actually very tall, guys. Reading a few of these, and I'm going to keep going. Oh, Daily Word. Wait, was I invited? Sausage, eggs, and biscuits? All right, let's turn this one off. On the bond side, I already spoke on that one first thing out of the gate this morning, hearing that bonds have gone exceptionally well this week. One contact said they believe that they will all be wrapped up in this coming week, that they have made great progress, and they should have all of the, I'm trying to think of the term, the bonds have already been turned in and vetted, that they hope to have all those transactions done. I am being told that they've already started them and that they are well underway. So I'm hearing very positive stuff from the bond side. Just a repeat for those that didn't catch the morning or the early part. Reading a few of these before I keep moving. Yeah, what a name, right? Let's just leave those right there and cover some news so we can get to Mr. C. Kim's, I don't know what to tell you on the Venezuelan Bolivar right now. Do we expect it to increase? Yes. The question is it going to go at the same time? Is it going to wait? Is it going to trail? I don't know that answer. Let's see. Larney, a close friend of John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., and I'm here to share something. Oh, all right. It'll be interesting to see what you got to share. Karen, what are my thoughts on the percentage of bonds done? If I had to make a guess from what I'm hearing, I think they're probably 15% of the way and they need to be 30 or 40 before we go. But they are making quick progress now. That's what I think we're seeing. Texas Snake and Isaac posted positive news last night. I have not read either one of those get Western, but I'm guessing on the Isaac one, I've been told that bond meetings have gone exceptionally well this week. And they should have them, all of them, in that first group finished funding between now and middle of next week. So I'm hearing great things from the bond side, which tells us that currency should be getting close. Don't have an update, though, out of my groups this morning. I do have wealth management folks. I call them redemption, but then people get confused because they also work in wealth management, and they are working tomorrow. They are not scheduled to work on Sunday. I think they're trying to get everything for their normies finished and completed for the year because we're going in towards your tax season, finished towards the end of tax season. I think they're scrambling to get that out of the way so that they are prepared to handle just us. That's what I think they're working weekends for. They won't tell me what they're working weekends for. Mr. C is planning on joining. So are you blue-eyed? That's, I got to sit here and not say a word.
Mark Justice calling.
Hey, Colin, it's Ray. How's it going?
Hey, Ray, what's up?
I'm trying to decide if I should buy a plane or put the same amount of money down on a jet card. I was thinking like $10 million.
Wow, okay. What kind of plane were you looking at?
I was looking at like a Challenger 300.
That's pretty good. I know those run, I think, like 12, 13 million roughly on the open market, maybe a little bit cheaper. I mean, it really depends on your travel style. Buying an airplane obviously is awesome. Definitely a big life goal of mine. But on an economics perspective, buying an airplane is like the cheapest part. Actually maintaining it every single month and year is really what's going to become expensive. Would you charter it out, or would you just keep it kind of Part 91 for you specifically?
I prefer not to charter it out.
Okay.
Just have it for myself and my fam.
I guess how many hours per year are you traveling?
Quite a bit, and that's kind of why I want to do this big investment. It's like I'm thinking about doing probably 20 hours a month.
Okay, all right, so like roughly 250 hours a year. I mean, usually when we get in like the 300 to 400 range, it kind of does, to an extent, make sense if you're flying that much consistently. 250 hours a year is good, but I mean, again, it just wouldn't necessarily make sense in my opinion. Let's take a look at you doing this Part 91 yourself, right? So you're having 2 pilots. Average pilot salary right now is probably like 220, 250, right? So we're at $500,000 bucks right there just in pilots. You have a flight attendant on board the Challenger 300 if you want that comfort. So we're roughly at like $60,000 a month already. Now, where are you based specifically?
I'm in LA, so
Okay.
the airport's in LA.
Van Nuys, Camarillo, Burbank.
Yeah, Van Nuys works.
So let's say parking an airplane inside. So we're probably at like 25, 30,000 a month right there. Then we have insurance, right? We're insuring the airplane, the engines, the APU. Then we have, remember, recurrent training for your pilots every single year. So realistically, independent of us ever actually flying that airplane, we're still at like $600,000 to like $800,000 in just fixed costs, even before we turn the airplane on.
Wow.
Whereas with a jet card, your $10 million would directly go to flight time. Obviously, there's no annual fees, initiation fees, monthly management fees. But you also avoid, obviously, the liability and, all the different kind of risk and financial risk of owning your own airplane. In addition, at any point, you can call us up and say, you know what, I want my $10 million back and get a refund on however much money you have left in your account minus like an 8% liquidation fee. On an actual cost perspective, the jet card just makes more sense and gives you more flexibility. But again, it will kind of depend more specifically on your travel and what's the most important thing to you.
I honestly thought if you have the money, you should always just buy the airplane. But
yeah, I mean, it really depends. There's obviously tax benefits of buying an airplane, but if you're looking to physically make your money buy more flight time, the best way to do that is always going to be just by chartering.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. All right, I will text you more information. We can set up a call later next week.
Thanks, Colin.
All right, you too. Bye. Bye, that's awesome. But fiscally, chartering is always going to be better.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Twice in one day. What's doing? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there is a lot of fundamentals. So I do apologise for the number of posts this evening, but they are all relevant in the sense that we are seeing certain things unfolding in the last 24 hours, especially those from Canada. I just posted a very important link for all of you to give me some more insight actually into where Canada is actually sitting in the global currency reset. As I say, use it as a guideline only. We still don't know exactly what's going on. But as for today here, we're also going to have a quick look at what happened in Australia here today. Now, the reason it's still relevant for everyone across the world is because this is a global currency reset. So when we're talking about Australia, please understand that it is still relevant to help join the dots, I guess you could say, or find the pieces of the puzzles for this global currency reset. Well, today I had a very interesting phone call with wealth management teams, and that in Australia here. What's happening is that I'm putting this below the post for the XRP Ripple case, being they are going to see something happen on or before Wednesday, the 16th of April. This kind of ties in with what I was told today. I was informed today, not that they tell you any specific dates or anything like that, but what happens is it's a guideline. Today, they did do some finalizations, from my understanding, within the banking sector, so to speak. They are saying that there is still some fundamentals to occur. So we will monitor this, watch it very closely over the weekend. We know that our expectations are very high, according to other gurus and things like that as well. So stay very calm about this, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, when emotions are roller coasting through this, it can be a little bit tricky, so to speak. But we will definitely watch the fundamentals over the course of the weekend. As I said in one of the posts earlier this evening, let's watch China, okay? China and Russia are mirrors of what DJT has been doing. We're seeing many, many countries also likely to be pinged against the Chinese yuan. So that's very, very important to watch what China is actually doing. Just remember the tariffs, 125%, and this is all basically smoke and mirrors of what is actually going on in the background. This is also created or basically forced, and we saw it happen in Canada. I've been talking to my Canadian counterparts over there this evening. And what's happening is that it's actually created them to look into their minerals, their rare earth minerals and things like that as well. So hence why the extra post this evening out of Canada. We talked a lot about what is going on over there as well. As things start to progress out of the UK as well, hoping to be in a call this afternoon or this evening for UK. We will wait and see what transpires out of that. But here in Australia, they are talking about further fundamentals. Wouldn't specifically give me any form of indicator of a day in Pacific or a time frame, but they said that there is still some fundamentals going on, and I'm starting to see that and consider that as one of those things that we need to keep an eye on. It doesn't mean that it doesn't go earlier. I just think it's very, very important that we remain focused on the fact that if this was to progress out to the 20th or going into the 1st of May, not saying that it is, but we need to monitor our energies towards all the possibilities as we move forward in the global currency reset. But boy, oh boy, if you can't tell, I am extremely excited, as we should be. As I said, I've never seen this many fundamentals happen in the last 3 days. It has been incredible watching this all unfold. So if I get any further news, as I said, out of the UK, congratulations to Canada. That gives me a lot more clarity. I will do some more specifics for those in Canada as for your exchange over there. They're not telling us too much as they don't, as they are not because of safety and security as it is across the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you for all of those new subscribers to our channel. You getting a bit of a quick run through. But, yeah, believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, a lot of mayhem is definitely happening, that is for sure, but it is a good mayhem. It is a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a good night from me for now. And if you get to speak to me again or hear me again, you know that things are definitely rocking and rolling. Otherwise, if there's not enough news to pop on again, we will look forward to seeing you and hearing from you all on Sizzling Sunday. We might even open it up for a Q&A for 45 minutes as well. So we'll see how we plan it all out. And otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, stay grounded, stay happy, happy, happy. We'll see you all on the flip side. Bye for now.
Forwarded from RV Highlights, Texas Snake. While it's been a while since I've posted or even opened the room, the facts are there has been extremely limited intel, and that which was provided turned out to be untrue. The banker takes this limited intel as a very positive sign that we are on the very threshold of receiving the go-ahead. He informs the exchange will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday for in-person, but for scheduling appointments will be every day except for Sunday. Those he trained will be available to schedule appointments as soon as the RV is announced. Listen to that again. It says those he trained will be available to schedule appointments as soon as the RV is announced. Forwarded from Mike Bara. All I have from all sources is, once again, today after 5. Forwarded from Fred Cooch. TNT has been told the banks and 3-letter agencies are saying tonight bank screens are expected to be populated with rates tonight. All exchange employees are expecting 12-hour shifts through the weekend. Tony intimated that the exchanges would take place over the 90-day tariff moratorium in order to take care of the estimated 15 million currency holders. He said nervousness over Treasury bonds being dumped is what caused this latest delay.
I also have a note from the First Lady to share with you on this Friday. On Tuesday this week, First Lady Melania Trump celebrated the advancement of the Take It Down Act in the House Energy and Commerce Committee. The important legislation passed the committee with bipartisan support. And as you may remember, the president talked about this bill in his address to a joint session of Congress last month. The First Lady remains dedicated to her championing child well-being, ensuring that every young person can thrive, and of course, championing her Be Best agenda. We urge Congress to swiftly pass this important legislation.
Yes, all good souls will ascend. As long as you're 51% in service to others, if you're genuinely a good person, you're going to ascend. Okay, this is a free ride to the good people of the earth. The wicked have a lot to worry about, guys. The wicked are the only ones that have a lot to worry about. Okay, the first, he says, hi, confused. Answer 1, replicas don't ascend. Answer 2, 4th or 5th dimension, at 50% good or more. Let's see if I understand your question. All right, so if you ascend to the 5th dimensional earth, you won't need any technology. You're going to be able to literally manifest at the speed of light through your own software, right? The Merkaba, the light body. In other words, you're going to be your own replicator. But if you go to the 4th D earth, then you could be using replicas. Yes, replicators rather. It is worth building my dream home if the world changes in 2028. Is it worth building? It's probably going to change before 2028. Again, there's going to be 3 time waves of ascension or solar flashes, and one of them is expected any day now, sometime in the spring of 2025. So, that could be any one of you that is part of the first group of ascenders. What if we connect? What if we cannot afford gold right now? That's not going to make any difference. This is a question from Nicole Jeanette. Again, everyone's going to be provided for, even the least among us. Even the homeless person is going to be rehabilitated and given an opportunity to life again, where money won't be an issue. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that, guys. Again, I don't own gold. I don't even own silver. I can't afford it, so I don't have any gold. I have only maybe 1 gold coin and 1 silver thing that I think I mentioned. It was only worth $100 that one of the Galactic Jedis gave me at a conference. So that's the only gold and silver I have. I don't really have much other than $100 worth of actual gold and silver invested. When does the Earth change her rotation? This is another good question from Denise Taylor. Welcome, Denise Taylor. Well, prior to the Anunnaki taking over the affairs of our world and locking us into this limited reality using the Saturn Moon Matrix, negative technology, the Earth used to once rotate in a not counter. Right now it's rotating in a counterclockwise, in a clockwise direction. So it is believed that it's going to return back to its original orbit at the solar flash when it transforms or translates into the Terra Earth. Instead of rotating counterclockwise, it's going to be rotating clockwise. So that's going to be happening when the new Earth emerges.
The matrix isn't outside you. It's the patterns you unconsciously agree to. True freedom begins when you stop reacting and start remembering what you gave your power to.